for listening to this bonus episode of the Hustleburg podcast. I truly enjoyed chatting with these local business people about how they're adapting so creatively to the ever-changing rules to stay open to serve our community. If you're local to St. Pete or anywhere in Pinellas County and you're open for business, visit stpeteopenforbusiness.com/open to be added to the listing. And if you've done something especially creative or made a special offer to remain open during the Safer at Home orders, please let me know by email at brett@stpeteopenforbusiness.com. Don't worry if you won't remember that, it'll be in the show notes. If this is your first episode of Hustleburg, I'd really appreciate it if you'd stick around and listen to another episode or two and possibly subscribe. If we added something of value, let us know by rating and reviewing this episode on your favorite podcast player. Regular episodes come out to arrive in your feed on Thursday mornings, and this week you'll hear a Q&A episode centered around Instagram. First up, we'll hear from Jerry Ann Russell from Cross Keys Designs as she explains what it's like to complete interior design work remotely and virtually. Today I'm joined by Jerry Ann Russell of Cross Keys Designs. Jerry's got a really unique thing that I've never even heard of that we're going to talk about with her interior design business and how she's able to stay open for business. Thanks for joining me today.
You're welcome.
All right. So when we're not in the midst of a pandemic, tell people what it is that you're normally doing business-wise. What is your normal business?
Well, I've been in business for almost 25 years and moved around the country a lot. So I'm familiar with a lot of different styles of design, whether it's colonial, Mediterranean, country, farmhouse, whatever, tropical now. But I've just done renovations of old houses and remodels and building, and I've had a lot of great clients over the years. But I usually will just go in and give a concept, and if it's floor planning they need or space planning they need, or maybe they've just moved into a new home, they have no idea what to do, or they've moved into a new home in Florida and they have all their stuff from up north, which sometimes fits in down here, but I think the majority of people, once they get here, they go, ew, so I really help them sort through all of that, make a plan, and be able to make their home feel like them.
Awesome. So that's usually something that you're doing in person, I would imagine, and has a lot of interpersonal connection, communication, and a lot of in-person interaction. In the state that we find ourselves with the Safer at Home orders and the like, as we kind of battle the pandemic, what is it that you've done that has changed the way that you're doing business to make sure you're able to stay open?
Well, for the last few years, I have been doing e-design, which basically is taking on a client, making a plan for them. They generally know what they want. They can't accomplish it, and maybe they don't have the funds for it, but you make a plan for them, and then they purchase the furniture or whatever when time and money allow. So I've done that.
Okay.
But this right now is different because of the fact that because people have been inside and stir crazy and have already cleaned out all their closets and purged and they're done with that. They're looking around and going, this is my house. So they're antsy to start redoing stuff and, starting all over and making it cozy again, because, that's what it's all about right now, is kind of hunkering down in your home and, being with your family and not killing each other.
Sure. So you're actually able to utilize something that you had been doing. What is it that you're doing with your virtual interior design that we talked about?
Well, this way, once I make contact with the client, they are given the tools to be able to go and measure a space, take pictures. It's very detailed, the instructions that I give them. I send them a questionnaire, what their taste is. They send me pictures of what they like. And again, we make a plan, and I send them every item that they like so that they can just go ahead and purchase it right there. And it's not instant gratification, but it helps.
Okay. Now, if somebody's interested in getting business or doing business with Cross Keys Designs, where can they find you on the web or by phone so that they can contact you and go ahead and get started on their interior redesign?
Well, I'm at crosskeysdesigns.com. That's my website.
Okay.
My email is jerry@crosskeysdesigns.com. And my office number is 727-346-8299. So email is always the best for me because where we are, maybe not getting the phone calls, reception is always an issue.
Sure. Well, Jerry, I really appreciate you coming on and talking about Cross Keys Designs today. And I look forward to seeing some of the work that's happened as a result of all the virtual stuff that's happening out there.
Great. Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, Pizza Box's Kelly Huff shares how their wood-fired pizza shop in downtown St. Pete overhauled their entire business to practice social distancing and accommodate delivery. So I'm joined today by Kelly Duff of Pizza Box, which is a pizza restaurant downtown. Kelly, thanks for joining me.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Oh, I'm so glad to be able to talk with you and Adam about what's going on with Pizza Box. Obviously a pizzeria. Tell us a little bit about what it is that you guys do pre-pandemic, what your normal operations were like.
So we are one of the smallest restaurants in downtown St. Pete, but normally we would have 5 tables inside and 2 tables outside. And then we probably were still doing about 50% to-go orders. Now, before the pandemic, we were not offering delivery because we really pride ourselves in our product, and we wanted to make sure people were getting the freshest possible product and that it wasn't sitting for 20 minutes in a delivery vehicle, and, you know, everything that kind of goes with, you know, delivering pizzas and the quality. So we only were open for pickup and then also the dine-in experience. And we were usually very, very busy, especially on the weekends. We'd probably go on like anywhere from like a 6 to 10 person deep wait. And, you know, it'd probably be in total like 30 to 45 minutes for each guest. So that was the type of volume that we were doing. And then to-go orders sometimes would even get up to like 45 or 50 minutes for pickup, just, you know, in the thick of it all, like from that 7:30 to like 10 p.m. window.
Okay. And now as a result of the safer at home orders and the like, what have you guys had to do to maximize your opportunity, some of the creative things that you've done to make sure that you are still serving terrific pizza to the people of St. Pete?
Absolutely. So we closed for 2 weeks because we didn't have online ordering in place, which is huge. We wanted to make sure our ultimate goal was not only the safety of our patrons, but the safety of our staff. And that was huge for us. So we didn't want to remain open with us having to have people come into the restaurant. So we wanted to make sure that people could pay over the phone or could order online. And those were the 2 big things we really wanted to focus on. And then once we got the online system in place, my husband actually went and got the materials to build a plexiglass door. So we actually now have a to-go window, which is completely no contact, especially in the face area. So it's all plexiglass where you would be talking and communicating. There is a flap to receive the food, but nothing is actually coming in to the restaurant. We are not accepting cash at all. If you want to make a payment, it has to be done over the phone or it has to be done on that online platform. And then if people want to go ahead and tip over the phone, we're putting it in as like a service charge or a gratuity added. So it's just in the total. If they would prefer to tip when they get there, we're allowing people, we've set it up outside where there are pens and whatnot. We've let them know that, hey, if you want to bring your own pen, that might be smart because we're not going out and sanitizing them every 5 seconds. It's just going to be, you know, once an hour or at the end of the night when we get to it. depending on how busy. And then we've actually made like a little drop box for the credit card slips so that we're still able to keep those for our records, but we're not having to bring them back into the restaurant
every single time. Sure.
So that was kind of the big focus for us. And then we wanted to get on a delivery platform. We chose Bite Squad because they're locally run. And we really, really enjoy David. He runs it here in St. Pete. And we felt like going the local route for that made the most sense for us. It's nice that if I have a change or something, I can just like literally text him on his cell and he responds right then and there. So that's the delivery platform that we went with. And although, the pizza is sitting, in the car for 15, 20 minutes, and that's what we were hoping to avoid. At this point, I think us wanting to get fresh, good food out to the public just kind of, trumps the idea of us, only doing carry out at this point. We want people who don't even want to leave their house to stay home and to feel safe, but also not, make it so that they can't get our food or punish them, if you will, just because they're taking that extra precaution, which we really, really appreciate. So those are the systems that we have now put in place. Also, our team wears masks. We have amazing clientele and neighbors who made masks for us. It's the crew that owns Gadget Fix downtown. And they made us masks for our staff, which was so amazing. And then I actually ordered online blue light glasses for everybody. And then we, of course, always had the gloves. And so now that's just part of their uniform. They look very apocalyptic and awesome. And they've got their gloves and glasses and mask on. And that's every single day they have to wear that the moment they come in. And it's just because, you have no idea where people go after work or what they're doing. And we want to limit everyone's interaction with each other as much as we possibly can. And we also cut our hours significantly for that too. We want to cut prep time. We want to cut exposure to each other. We didn't want them to be in 10-hour shifts anymore together. So that's what we've done. And we also require everybody to monitor themselves, and we screen them before they come in. A temperature is required. We need to make sure everybody's checking themselves every day to make sure they're not developing that low-grade fever, any type of cold symptoms at all. And so far, this has really been working. It's given our staff an opportunity to work. A lot of people don't have that right now, and I'm really, really glad that we were able to come up with a safe way to adapt and make this work for them.
Absolutely. I was actually going to ask about the altering of business hours. I imagine being downtown St. Pete, you guys normally would have had a pretty significant lunch business. And I know that now that you guys are down to like 3 to 9, I had a feeling that you had altered hours, curtailed them a bit to address some of the staffing issues and making sure that you're limiting exposure. Kelly, where is it that people can find out more about Pizza Box, and where can they order online?
So all of our information is on our website. It's pizzabox727.com. You can order online. You can see our temporary menu, which is something that we also have. Our menu is limited based on what we can actually get from distributors.
Sure.
And it's helping to limit us having to go into grocery stores and things of that nature. So there's a limited menu on there. And then right below it, you can click order delivery through Bite Squad, and that actually takes you to their link. And then you can also hit order online, which goes to our point of sale ordering system. But if you don't want to do that, if you're old school, you want to call us up, we can definitely do that as well. But we do have to take the payment over the phone. So it's
and what's that number for folks?
It's 727-623-0444.
All right, terrific. Kelly, I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me today, and I look forward to visiting Pizza Box here pretty soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for thinking of us.
Oh, thank you. Kristen Strauser from the Tipsy Trotter Mobile Bar Company tells us about how a back burner idea became their sole revenue stream and how it will be a part of their business going forward. Today I have the opportunity to talk with Kristen Strouser from the Tipsy Trotter. Hi, Kristen. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, better than I deserve. Thank you for asking. So when we're in non-pandemic time, the Tipsy Trotter is an events-based business. Tell us a little bit about what it's like for you on during normal times.
So typically, we're found at weddings and events. So we do a lot of weddings, corporate events, business parties, any kind of backyard birthday party. So you can find us typically servicing events, and right now that is not the case.
Okay, and what is it that you guys are doing at those events? Not everybody maybe is familiar with your business as I am.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we've got a mobile bar company. We've got a fleet of 3 vintage mobile bars. So 2 horse trailers we built ourselves. And then we have a Citron truck that we imported from England. So he is a mobile bar as well now. And we service events. So we do the bartending. We create signature cocktails for our clients. And do any of the beverage catering needs is what we consider it. So.
Awesome. So obviously an events-based business where you're traveling to and from large gatherings, that's not something that can be happening right now. So what are some of the pivots that you've made creatively to stay open for business for St. Pete?
Yeah. So at first, it didn't come naturally. We took it with grace, and we kind of just stuck to watching the news and what was going on. We had weddings on the books every single weekend, multiple weddings. And so drastically just coming to a halt. And once you saw that red flag of events not over 100, and then it was quickly events not over 50, and then quickly events not over 10. And our events are spread out throughout Florida. So we've got some in Pasco County, some in Polk County, some in Tampa, St. Pete. So we're all over the place. So trying to keep up with every single city's regulations and county regulations, it was just time to kind of just say, we feel it's best to kind of push these events off and reschedule. We didn't force anybody to reschedule, but thankfully all of our clients did work with us to push their date on. I know that was probably the hardest thing they've had to do, and that is, it means a lot to us and, everybody else, health at risk. So we did push a lot of our events off, in that beginning phase where there was the first 2 weeks of everybody closing down. I kind of took that to work with my clients, reschedule all of them. Now that we've got a lot of them pushed off in our few months, we've got no events going on. So it was kind of time to start burning the wheel again. What are we going to do to get income coming in? So we still have a warehouse that we're paying for, and insurance on 3 bars and everything else going on. So the bills don't stop just because the events do. Exactly. So I had come up with this idea last year, actually, when it was summertime and I broke my foot. So we were in our down season right in July. It was slow, broke my foot. I've got no way to, get out and try to make money right now and work at events and stuff. So I was coming up with different ideas at home, and I thought about the dehydrated fruits that I do. I do a lot of dehydrated fruits in all of my signature cocktails. So if you look at any of my Instagram or pictures, all of our cocktails will have an awesome looking piece of fruit on the top, and it's dried out. So I'm a big fan of that. And so I was thinking of what I could do with these dehydrated fruits, and I started experimenting and jarring them with a mix and array of sugars and spices and fruits, and started infusing alcohol with them. And we came up with some awesome recipes, and I was really excited about it. And that was sitting on the back burner for so long because we ended up getting so busy with events, and I'm very thankful for that I didn't have time to focus on it. So, when this all took place, I just kept saying, like, I need to do something with this idea I've got, and I think the what took me so long is not having faith in myself at the time, that anybody would understand what it is, because I would talk to some of my friends and they're like, what is an infusion jar? I have no idea.
I had no idea.
It was hard for people to understand. But if you go to the liquor store and you look at, down the aisles, they've got infused vodkas, infused rum. There's all kinds of already infused, there's pineapple rum and, strawberry vodka, raspberry vodka. Those have obviously some preservatives added in, but those have already been infused. And, there are some that actually have the fruits in the bottles already. So we came up with these awesome jars. I don't know if you can see them, but they've got some dehydrated fruits in them and herbs and sugars. And it's really exciting. So we've got a couple different options right now. My friend asked me to make her a basket for her friend's birthday. And once I did that, I kind of just took a picture, posted it. I said, we're rolling with it. And I got so much feedback from it. And I was just like, wow, people actually believe in this and trust and have faith in this and love the idea. So, I kind of just started posting more of it. And within 24 hours, we had over 100 jars sold. And it was really exciting. So now I'm producing everything, all the demand. So it's been exciting. The pivot has definitely taken off more than I ever expected. I expected probably to sell 24 of them. And now I'm trying to continue to get more mason jars in. So it's been a blessing. And it came at a good time.
It's crazy how some of those back burner ideas that are just kind of sitting there and marinating come to fruition when you have the opportunity to focus on them. Kristen, how can people get some of these new infused drinks, infused cocktails that you're making? How can they find you online?
So the Tipsy Trotter mobile bar on Facebook. Okay. On Instagram, we're at the Tipsy Trotter, and our website's thetipsytrotter.com. You can absolutely email us at info@thetipsytrotter or find us on any of the social medias and reach out. But we would love to get the jars to you. We are delivering it to the Pinellas County, St. Pete, Clearwater area.
Awesome.
And we will be in select cities delivering as well, but definitely delivering local daily.
All right, terrific. Thanks so much today, Kristen.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Banyan Bookkeeping Services' Sarah Evans offers us a glimpse at how doing more for her small business clients allows them to focus solely on keeping the doors of their business open. Today I'm joined by Sarah Evans. She is a bookkeeper here in St. Pete. Sarah, tell everybody what it is that you do.
So I own and run Banyan Bookkeeping Services. We are a virtual bookkeeping company. So we provide virtual bookkeeping support to small businesses. And we can do anything from historical cleanup to doing daily transactions for your business. Everything we do is virtual, the consultation, gathering documentation, the monthly or quarterly reviews, all of it. Our main goal is to really just provide that bookkeeping support to business owners so they can have a clear financial story to make the best informed business decisions, but also to free them up to support and serve their clients or customers, and to really focus on why they started their business in the first place.
Awesome. I love when people are considering the why of their customer. That's fantastic. Now, you said that this is all virtual. Was that as a result of the pandemic that we face, or is that something that it's always been?
It's always actually been. So we've been very lucky in that aspect of our daily kind of operations have remained the same because we are virtual. The difference is we've noticed, of course, the change in kind of priorities for the clients, and running a business is stressful in normal times.
Oh yeah.
It's tenfold, during a pandemic, and you don't know kind of what's going on. You can't really. So our goal is really to continue to provide that support and, try to alleviate some kind of stress so they can focus, business owners can focus on providing that support and safety, making sure that they're safe, their staff is safe, all while still continuing to be able to serve their clients and customers as best as they can.
So what are some of the things that you've noticed from businesses as they've been operating here in either a limited capacity, or if they're an essential business, a higher capacity? What are some of the things you've noticed among those businesses, and how have you changed the way that you operate to kind of accommodate this time of uncertainty?
Really just trying to take on, doing their books a little bit more so they have extra time to focus on reevaluating their daily operations, because that's kind of what's priority right now, is trying to figure out how they can continue that income to keep their doors open longer, forever, hopefully. So
awesome. All right, Sarah, where is it that people can find out more about Banyan Bookkeeping, where they can find you guys online, social media, phone call, email, whatever the best way to get in touch with you when they find that they are in need of bookkeeping services here locally in St. Pete?
Sure. So banyanbookkeeping.com is a great one. Sarah, S-A-R-A, at banyanbookkeeping.com. You can call or text 727-682-3312. I am on social media and LinkedIn. I'm not as active on that right now, so that's something kind of in the works, but definitely reach out to us and we'll do our best to support you.
Awesome. And as always, that stuff will be in the notes of the interview, both on YouTube and on the page. So thank you so much for spending some time with me today, Sarah, and glad to see that you're helping St. Pete stay open for business.
Yes, thank you, Brett.
Todd Williams from Fastsigns of Largo and Clearwater lets us know about how they will be ready and able to serve closed businesses as soon as they reopen. So I'm joined today by Todd from Fastsigns in Largo. Todd, thanks for joining me today.
Well, thank you.
So before all of the craziness with the shutdowns and safer at home orders, obviously you're in an essential business, but what were things like before we started seeing all that?
So we were pretty steady, busy. We do everything from retail signs to major complexes to hospitals, schools, banks. So we pretty much cover any industry out there. We have seen quite a drop off, obviously, from the retail sector. We are still doing signage for obviously hospitals and restaurants. They seem to be our big customer at this point. But business has definitely dropped off quite a bit.
Now, what all do you guys do? It's not just signs, right?
So pretty much we do signage, banners, vehicle graphics, lighted signs, table covers, promotional products, window graphics, pretty much anything with print on it. With the exception of apparel. We don't really do any apparel. But yeah, pretty much pylon signs, monument signs. We pretty much cover quite a bit of area.
Okay. And when we saw the safer at home orders and people being quarantined at home, what did you see from your perspective as how you were going to be best able to operate in this new situation?
Yeah, so our main focus was obviously customer and employee safety. So we shut down. We have two stores, actually. We have a store in Largo and also one in Clearwater that are owned by the same owner here. So we have two locations. We shut down both of our showroom lobbies, and we were strictly a curbside pickup / delivery service only. All ordering would be done through email or phone calls. Obviously, any installations that we can still provide, as long as we can abide by the guidelines, we would do. But pretty much switched to a no contact business at that point.
Oh,
which has been working out pretty well, actually.
Now, would you say that that's going to affect things going forward as we reopen? Do you think you'll have more people that are kind of used to that and are going to want to use it going forward?
I'm going to say it's a little bit of half and half. I mean, a lot of our service industry, we do installation. So we do deliver signage normally. I'm the outside sales rep. I make it a habit if I can to go out meet the customer, deliver a product if I can. So I try to make it as easy as possible on the customer. The way it is, installations don't usually involve contact with the customer, so that helps. But yeah, we can continue to do the curbside pickup if they're more comfortable.
Okay.
But we would leave it up to their discretion.
Got it. Now, Todd, I saw when we were communicating before this that you're going to have a special happening for businesses as they reopen and as we start to see reopen orders throughout the state. What is it that you guys are offering specific to that there at Fastsigns in Largo and in Clearwater?
Yeah, so as we see across, as watching the news and media outlets, states are slowly trying to work their way into normalcy and reopening. We're putting together some packages for businesses that are going to be reopening. I mean, obviously, you want to get your customers back, let them know you're abiding by any kind of guidelines, and obviously focusing on cleanliness and no contact if possible, if they're more familiar with that, more comfortable with that. So we're putting together some packages of banners, signage to help promote your reopening. Calling it, the business bounce back is kind of what they're trying to rebrand it as.
Okay.
So we'll be posting on social media and our websites as well, any kind of packages, everything from flags, banners, yard signs, floor decals, window decals. We do sneeze guards and barriers as well. So that will all be put together in a package form, and you can pick your package, customize it to your liking.
Now, Todd, where can we find you guys online so that we can go ahead and find out about those things via social media or on your website to order?
Yeah, so you can go to Fastsigns of Largo or Fastsigns of Clearwater on Facebook. You can also go to fastsigns.com/249 is our store number. Fastsigns.com/249 will take you right to our direct website. But we're all over social media. I'll be posting in a lot of the local pages, Pinellas County Open for Business, Chamber websites, anywhere on social media we can get out there. We'll be out there.
Awesome. Todd, thank you so much for spending the time with me today.
No, I appreciate it. And good luck with your endeavor here. And we hope everybody's back in business real soon here.
Oh, no kidding. Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you.
You did it. You've just listened to Hustleburg's bonus episode featuring these creative small business people working hard to stay open to serve our community. To thank you for listening, I have a free guide to help you get started marketing your business online, aptly named our Getting Started Guide, available at beyondyoursidehustle.com/gettheguide. See how to begin with the first 3 things you should be doing to market your business online. Speaking of businesses, if you're a small business owner in St. Pete and you'd like to be a guest on an episode of the podcast, please let us know at beyondyoursidehustle.com/podcast guest. If you got something of value from this podcast, please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcast player. This is something small that you can do to help us shine the spotlight on all the great businesses St. Pete has to offer. The music in this episode is Defining Your Dreams by my friend Rhymer Educator. You can listen to his latest single, The Last One, on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to great music. Soon he'll be releasing a mixtape of music created during the pandemic that you'll want to listen to. I've heard unmixed and unmastered tracks, and I can't wait to hear the whole thing. Thanks so much for listening, and if this is your first episode, we look forward to keep sharing with you how we do business in the Burg.